Alright everybody, so the spooky season is officially over, unfortunately. But if you're someone like myself, the spooky season lasts in our hearts year-round. As cheesy as that might sound, it's the truth for me. And so when the spooky season was going on, I decided to watch a lot of found footage films, and I found this movie on Tubi that was so wild and unique that I felt like I needed to talk about it on here, and that film is called Theyre Watching. Theyre Watching is directed by Jay Lender and Micah Wright. An American TV crew gets trapped in a centuries-old web of revenge, horror, and blood when their home improvement show is attacked by angry Eastern European villagers out to kill the show's star. So this film is super wild. It introduces us at the beginning to this home improvement show where this woman and her husband buy this house, this really small town in Moldova, and there's barely anyone that lives there. It's a very tight-knit community, and so they go there. This house is completely decrepit and destroyed, and so then we're introduced to the crew who is going to film the house after all the renovations have done. You have this young girl who's just joined the crew, you have this couple of guys that are there, you have this really eccentric guy from near the area who translates for them, who is a part of the show that introduced the family to the house. You have the really eccentric TV show host, and this movie isn't anything what you would expect it to be, because rather than it be suspenseful horror for the beginning of the film, a lot of it is just really overt comedy. And there is little elements introduced that kind of get you set up for the third act punch of the film. And that's what I really appreciated, is that this movie really takes its time to kind of build that up. And I will say the pacing isn't perfect, but it's really unique in that I feel like you don't get a lot of found footage films that have this kind of wacky of a premise. And just the whole idea of following this home improvement crew was really great. And the first thing that happens is the young girl and the guy that she's interested in that are on the film crew, they stumble upon this church and they want to go inside and film it. They're trying to get B-roll for the TV show, and they go inside and they sneak a camera in, even though the minister at the church tells them not to, and they're doing a funeral for these children in there, and the whole town just kind of gets up in arms and they run them out of there, and it kind of builds tension. They end up going to a restaurant later, and the people at the restaurant are all staring at them and treating them weird. They end up kind of loosening up and having drinks with them. But it's so funny because throughout the entire film, you look around the corner and you see someone staring at them. And there's always the whole idea of the name of the film, They're Watching, is really executed well throughout the movie, of you're constantly seeing people just eerily gazing on all of these people in the camera crew. And that's what I really liked. It made the third act punch really that much more insane, because when things blow out of control, it just gets wild and silly. There's some CGI effects in the third act when things kind of go crazy that just made me laugh really hard. And I think more than anything, this is just a really fun experience. It's not going to be a masterpiece. It's not going to be the greatest film that you've ever watched, but it's an entertaining found footage film. And I feel like found footage is one of those genres that if you're a person that loves it, you're constantly seeking out films that you're going to enjoy that exist within that genre. And it's really hard to find films that are worthwhile, because I feel like you either get really great ones or just really absolute trash films in that genre that are just miserable to get through. And this was a really entertaining and unique one that had great character dynamic. I feel like when the craziness happens and things start to shift between the characters, I felt like it was relatively unpredictable to see who was going to make it out alive. And I'm always appreciative of that, when a filmmaker can kind of subvert what you think is going to happen and do something entirely different. And this film did that quite a bit. And I think if you want something fun to watch, it's on Tubi. It's streaming for free. It's 100% worth your time. I think you'll really enjoy it. So if you've seen Theyre Watching, did you love it? Did you hate it? Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. I thought this was a super fun and enjoyable found footage film that if you check it out, you're really going to like it. As always, if you can like the video and subscribe to the channel, it helps me out a lot and lets me know the type of content you're looking for. I'm always putting out new material and look forward to getting more out for you in the near future. And as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.